What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? 844. What's poppin'? 978. What's up? What's up? We're gonna get started in a bit. I'm gonna request Iftin and we're gonna get straight to it. Let me know how y'all feeling in the comments below. Let me know how y'all feeling. Let me know how y'all feeling. Let me know how y'all are feeling. How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? 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 It's I'll be losing track of my day. It's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. How y'all feeling on this beautiful Saturday? Okay, I'm gonna request Iftin and we're gonna get straight to it. Or I don't know how. I think you got a request, or I can invite her. All right, pull up to the live, Iftin.
Hey.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
I got
blessed,
cute
man.
because I wasn't sure what's about to happen, so I got a little cute, y'all.
Hey, man, we just gonna be chilling here. We're just gonna ask a little bit of questions. If you're here on
Okay.
the live, basically, if you don't know why you're here, I don't know, why you're here, but you probably know I have a debt-free podcast, and I'm interviewing guests, getting their story on why they're debt-free. Iftin happens to be the very first guest on the podcast, so we're gonna get her story. And one thing I wanted to do differently was do a post-interview thing going on live, so that's why we're here, and that's how this came to be. I know some of the people I'm going to be interviewing are in the audience as well, so yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
see
know if I'll be asking
Marissa's
the same questions, but yeah, we're going to do it like that. So first of all, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I'm alive. So, that's
Yeah.
definitely good. Well, I mean, we're both alive. We're both on the live. So, that's definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially with everything going on.
Yeah, man. Any wins during the week?
Wins. I got my hair done.
Okay, shoot. A queen, you're doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I got my hair done. I think I already told you I was doing my fellowship program, my professional fellowship program for the environmental leadership program last weekend, and I graduated from the program, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so that's the only win, I guess. Yeah, and my birthday was on Sunday,
I was
so
gonna
I don't
say
know if y'all
that.
see my little happy birthday balloons.
Nice.
So
Related again.
yeah, thank you.
No problem. All right, we're just doing warm-ups before we get into the juicy questions. No, I'm playing.
Right, let's do it.
How does it feel actually being debt-free? I just want to know from someone that's debt-free.
It feels amazing. Like when I say amazing, y'all, like amazing. The work was definitely worth it. Like for sure. Like I said, I mean, my money's my money. I mean, besides rent and gas and electric or whatever. But yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, it just feels good because like I'm not constantly like when you're trying to become debt free, you're like go, like trying to pay off so much. And like now it's just relaxing because it's like you don't feel like you really have, something you got to do or a mission that you're on or whatever. So it feels good to me. How about you?
Oh man, I feel like air tastes different when you're debt-free. So,
Yep.
I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just an amazing feeling. If anyone in the chat is not debt-free, I know we have some debt-free people in the chat. If you're not debt-free, I encourage you to, be on the journey. And that's why I put out the podcast, because I feel like we should all have this freeing feeling. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess just for the people in the chat that may or may not know, what would you say is your relationship with money?
I would say it's a great relationship. Yeah, like I'm always constantly budgeting. I'm always paying attention to what's coming in and out of my accounts. Yeah, I'm always watching how much I spend. Like overall, I'm a very frugal person. Like most people know this about me already. Like any of my friends could like really attest for me. Like I'm always a frugal person. I'm always about my money. Like I'm like I don't play when it comes to my money. So yeah, definitely for sure. My relationship is pretty well with it.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. That is great. So I guess let us in on who Iftin is. So some people in here might know, some people might not know. Just a little quick synopsis of, your life and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, what can I say about me? So, as most people know, my name is Iftin. My Iftin means light. It's a Somali name. My mother is from Somalia. My father is American, so I am Somali American. Yeah, I'm from Washington, D.C., so I time living in DC, going to elementary school in DC, and then I moved to Prince George's County, Maryland. So yeah, I'm from Maryland. What else? I'm an engineer, so I have my bachelor's in transportation systems engineering and my master's in civil engineering. And yeah, what else?
You got
That's
siblings?
me for the most part.
You got
Huh?
siblings? You got siblings?
Yes, I do have siblings.
Okay.
I am from a blended family.
Okay.
So I have a lot of siblings. That's all I need to know.
Okay. Cool. You say you're from DC?
Yeah, I'm from DC. DC, Maryland. It's really the same thing. I normally say, even though I live in Prince George's County, Maryland, which, is right outside Washington, DC, but I typically just say DC because like I said, I was born in DC, went to elementary school in DC. And then when I say Maryland, most people think Baltimore. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not from Baltimore. I went to school in Baltimore, but I'm not from Baltimore. So I make that very clear.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get straight to the juicy question. How'd
Okay.
you pay off your student loans?
Okay, well, the top two things ultimately, in order to like really become debt free, you have to, or to pay off your student loans, you have to like first get at least have some sort of multiple streams of income, at least two or more. You know what I mean? And then the second thing is you have to live below your means. You know what I mean? Like you cannot be going above your means. You have to do that. So that's ultimately the top two things I did. I basically I got a second job. That's first of all, that's the second, multiple streams of income because I work full time. You know what I mean? I have a regular 9 to 5, and then I got a second part-time job that I worked like on weekends, or I would pick up like different shifts like during the week if I could, but mainly weekends more than anything. And then yeah, I lived below my means. I cut out a lot of things. I mean, I cut out hair, nails, eating out,
Mm.
um, paying for cover charges to go to events. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, I cut out a lot. Like, even just thinking about it right now, I'm like, where do I even begin? Shopping, that's a big thing, y'all. Like, the shopping, especially with like when you eating food, when you going out, shopping for clothes, shoes, you know how like women can be, men too, because they be acting like only women be shopping. You know what I mean? Because
Facts.
y'all be going in too with them
Yeah,
sneakers.
you're right.
But yeah, sorry. I got a call coming in. So yeah, I cut out, when I say I literally limited the amount of I was spending, like, I cut out a lot of unnecessary stuff. Because a lot of the times we buy a lot of unnecessary things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's mainly what I did. Like, cut out things, live below my means. If it wasn't important, if it wasn't a need, I wasn't going to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't food. And like I said, the eating the food thing is number one. Because sometimes some people will spend like $50 in one day on food, and that would just be like 50 times 7, whatever that is. I think it's like $350,
350.
like 350 a
Yeah.
week. I already told you I ain't good at
I
math. I
know.
may be an engineer. I may be an engineer, but I ain't not good at math. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
right
I
now.
feel you. I feel you.
So that's like 350 a week. So that's important because I know people who have kids or have a husband, they may not spend this amount. They may spend more. But like for me, I spend like $50, and that will last me like about a week and a half. You know what I mean? So most of the time a week, maybe a half, depending on, how much I'm really eating or whatever. Yeah. So it's like 350 a week compared to only $50 a week. Like, I'm telling you, that cuts out a lot.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. So
Yeah, definitely. And those of y'all that are listening, the podcast episode with Iftin drops on Monday at noon Eastern time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure y'all tune into that. If you want to subscribe, go to at Debt Free Podcast. Very easy to remember.
yep.
And you can tune in there. And she goes in way more, than what's going
Yeah.
on right now. This is just a general overview. This is like a Costco sample. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the actual episode, we went in. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. All right, so there was something that recently happened. So you know how they're doing the no interest thing, like
No.
for people that
I
have.
ain't got no student loans. I ain't catching up with none of that. Like, I have no reason to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, my girlfriend called me yesterday and was like, "Can you give me some advice on how I can give you some advice?" But I had to actually Google to remember myself because I'm one of those people. Once I handle something, it's out of my mind.
I feel you.
So, I mean, she was trying to tell me. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Okay, so low key, I was kind of the same, but I was just like, I gotta still be in my head about it because I'm still coaching people that still got student loans and stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So basically, they extended no interest until January 31st. I think before it was supposed to end on December 31st. So basically, they extended it until February. People have the ability to pay their student loans with no interest until then. If you had student loans, we know you don't. What would you be doing now until that period, just for people that have student loans?
Doubling up payments. Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. So I speak to this in the podcast actually. Like, I don't know if you remember, but like when I started my journey, before I actually started my job, I applied for some, I cannot remember the name of it, but I had federal loans. So I applied for some, this is like some student repayment plan. I can't remember the name. Don't quote me on that. But basically what it was like, if you haven't started working yet, I had a job, but I hadn't started working yet because I just graduated. If you hadn't started working yet, you didn't have really an income yet, the federal government will pay a portion of your interest rate, and then you'd have zero, you don't have to pay anything for like 6 to 8 months or whatever. But then the government will pay like a portion of that interest that's accruing while you're not making payments. I was still saving. I was still, during that time, I took that as a period as like, okay, I'm going to have to sit here and save even more, like way more, because I'm like, once that's over, I'm going to have to hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, my advice, or if I was in that situation, because I kind of was, you know what I mean? I'm telling y'all, I would just be done. I would still be living below my means. I would still be finding an extra income that I can, and I'd be doubling up payments. I'd still be, for me, I would still be paying like, I don't know how long this interest-free thing was, but I think you said it was like during this whole COVID situation, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I think
so if it was, and if I, like, granted, I know some people may not, unfortunately, may not have a job, but if you still have a steady income and you're still getting paid, and maybe you might not be able to get a part-time job because I do know it's a high unemployment rate right now. But if you still have a steady income and you're getting a paycheck every week or bi-weekly, whatever the situation is, and you didn't have to pay, and there was no interest and you didn't have to pay, I would have still been paying. Like, that's down.
Facts. Love that. Hopefully y'all can apply that if you're not applying it already. All right, random question. Could you marry someone if they have student loans?
Yes.
Okay, that's a quick yes. Okay. What if
so here's the thing. I would not marry. Okay, let me not say I would not marry. I'm not trying to put nevers, because you never know. You never know what God will throw at you. Like, because God gets me like that. I'll be like, never. Boom, I'm in a situation. So let me not say never. But it would never be my. Let me not say never. It is not my preference to date somebody who has credit card debts, because to me, credit card debt and student loan debt is two different things. Because you remember, they talk about good debt, bad debt. Of course, I say this in a podcast. I think all debt is bad debt. But if we being like what it is really according to the government, there's good debt and there's bad debt, and student loan falls into the good debt situation. So if you have student loans, to me, that means that you invested in yourself. That means that you got an education, you invested in yourself. I can't be mad at that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's cheers to you. I'm more than willing, if I get married, to help my future husband out with that debt, especially because I've done it before. I have no problem with that. Now, if it's credit card debt, then we got a problem for me, because what you do if you ain't got no student loan debt, and you ain't got no car note, or maybe you do got a car note, because I know car notes happen. We all know, that's something that sometimes you can live with. But if you credit card debt, that means you doing some risky spending. You know what I mean? In my opinion, if you got credit card debt. So for me, that wouldn't be my preference. But student loan debt, no problem. That just means you invested in yourself. I'm not gonna be mad at that.
Okay, I feel that. I can respect that. Would you rather save money or spend money?
For me, save. I save quicker more than I spend, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, and that's funny because it's like, it's weird because I've had to try to teach myself, like, in order to get, I have to give. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense of like, you know what I mean? Money is really ultimately meant to spend. And sometimes I have to remember that, like, I know there's a lot of times where I won't even spend on myself. Like there's something I really want in the store, but I'm so like always like, no, I gotta save for rainy day, even though I got so much money to save that I've saved
Yeah.
for a rainy day. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't, but I try my best. But typically my go-to is like, even when I'm like budgeting, like when I get paid every 2 weeks, my first go-to is I'm saving my money. I'm not even thinking about what I'm spending yet. That's last. I'm thinking about what I'm saving first. So yeah.
Okay. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay, cool. Okay. I was trying to mix the question.
What's your zodiac sign?
It's not about me, but I'm an Aquarius.
Okay, what is that? What is that? Wait. Capricorn, Aquarius. Okay, February, right?
Yeah, I'm February.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How old will we be in February?
How old am I gonna be?
Yeah.
Older. This is not. It's not my interview. It's your interview. We're not focused on.
Yeah,
my
I'm putting
age.
you on the spot now. All
All right. So, would you rather have $100,000 tomorrow or 1 million 7 years from today?
I would rather have 1 million 7 years from today.
Okay.
Wait, the question was, would I rather have 100,000 today or 7 million?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 7 million 7 years from today. That's just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can wait.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, what's the best piece of financial advice you've ever received?
Okay, so the best piece will probably be something that my mother told me, like when I was like young and growing up. She used to always tell me like how you value a dollar is how you'll value $20 or $100 or $1,000 or $2,000 or $1,000,000.
You're right.
So yeah, so she used to always just be like, how you look at a dollar, how you spend a dollar, you know, is how you're really going to spend. So if you're very risky with a dollar, then more than likely you'll be risky with $20 or you'll be risky with $100 and so on and so forth, because it takes a dollar to make $20. So yeah. And I keep that in my mind. So
Okay, perfect. I like that. By the way, if y'all got questions, we got 10 minutes because I got to be on live again at 6 Pacific time. So y'all put the questions below if y'all have any questions. Otherwise, I'll keep asking questions. My next question. Would you rather go to jail for 10 years for stealing $100 million, but you get to keep it once you get out? Or be on the run for the rest of your life with none of the money, but you get to avoid jail?
That's so crazy. I was just having this conversation with my mom, low key, yesterday. I was.
Y'all can answer in the comments too, but yeah, go ahead.
I would rather. Ooh, this is a hard one, but I'm gonna be honest. I would just go to jail, like, because I get to keep the money afterwards. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, have you ever tried being on the run? You know what I'm saying? Like,
anxiety.
That's rough. That's a lot. Like,
yeah.
You know, you can't ever get comfortable. Like, you moving from place to place. Nah, man, I'm gonna just take jail. I don't like jail, but I'm gonna take jail.
It's a sell for me. Okay, cool. So we got a question from Starla. What was the biggest challenge you faced paying off your debt?
The biggest challenge I faced, I think for me, because I feel like you asked me that in the podcast.
I did.
Honestly, the biggest challenge for me, y'all, was getting a second job. Like, I just really did not want to do that. Like, and I talk about that in the podcast. Like, I talked about how, like, before I started paying off my debt, like, I sat down and I prayed on it first. You got to give all, everything to God first. But anyways, after praying, I came up with a plan. And I had two options. Either I moved back in my parents' house, you know what I'm saying? Because I was living on my own. I had my own apartment. Actually, was just in my apartment for only a couple months. Either, move back into my parents' house and then the money that's going to rent, pay that off my student loans, or, stay in my apartment, but, do grown woman stuff and get a second job. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to it took me a month to even make a decision, because my parents were willing to have me, but I just really didn't want to move back in because I liked being on my own. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, honestly, the decision to get a second job was like really hard on me. I don't have a second job anymore, y'all, because no. But
so it's temporary. It was temporary.
It was temporary. Like after I paid off everything, I think I maybe worked that job maybe a month. Maybe it might have been less than that, but I know it was no more than a month. And then I quit, and that was it. And I haven't had a second job since. Like, I only have one job, and my weekends I do what I want when I want. So
All
yeah,
right,
that was.
oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we got 8 minutes left. If y'all got questions, put them in. What made you want to pay it off so fast? That's a question from Marissa.
It's funny because that's a question that you asked me in the podcast too. But
Hey,
so honestly, this like I say in the podcast, it might sound cliche, but honestly, I just wanted to kind of like develop generational wealth. Like I kind of was thinking about like at some point I want to settle down, I want to have kids, and I just didn't want to have this debt lingering with me, because sometimes this debt, like I'm pretty sure, we all have parents who might actually still in debt from student loans or from other situations, and
yeah,
they're still paying that off, and they probably
crazy.
had that debt since they had us, you know what I mean?
Facts.
And that takes away to a lot of things you want to do, like family vacations, you know what I mean? Different activities you want to put your children in, or even just like I don't plan on having my kids come out with student loan debt. But because I don't have student loan debt now, I can put that extra money towards like preparing my future children to like not be in debt. You know what I mean? So that's it. Just to develop generational wealth. That's all.
Any additional questions? Let us know. We got up to 7 minutes. You got Iftin here. She paid off her student loans. How much did you pay off for the audience?
I paid off $40,532.77.
Cents. That's how you know she no cap. No cap, man.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a question. How do you feel about community college being free?
I think that's great. I mean, honestly, like my sister right now, my sister's 15 years old, and we're already looking at colleges for her. And one thing that we have considered is like my mom and everything is like potentially going to community college and then getting an associate's degree and then going straight to like a university to then get a bachelor's degree. I think that's great. I mean, if you can come out with less loans, I mean, a degree is still a degree. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like if you can do that, more power to y'all.
I think I might have heard that you paid off a car note too. Is that correct? Or no?
Yeah. So yeah, so I paid off my car note first, and I paid that off in December 2017. Actually, I paid it off for my 25th birthday. Like I made my last payment December 6th, 2017. I even posted about that too. But yeah, and then I paid off my student loans November 1st, 2019. So 2 years after paying off my car. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Did I miss any questions? If y'all got questions, let
I
us
can
know.
answer something that someone asked me before the live. You want
Oh
me
yeah,
to?
go ahead. You can bring that up.
So one thing that somebody asked me was like, how do you prevent yourself to like spend money when you're going out? And my top 3 advice for that, because I will say that can be kind of hard, but like my top 3 pieces of advice for that would be, 1, like don't eat food at the event. Like whatever event that you go to, like either pack your lunch and bring the lunch with you and eat it when you get there, or like have like a whole meal before you get there. That would be one thing. Don't pay for whatever cover charge or whatever, like RSVP in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like do not, like when I say like at all, don't pay. Like I know in DC we have a lot of like RSVP before 4, be there before 4, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay. And then third, I would say don't buy alcohol. Like honestly, like if you really feel like you want to drink, you're better off going to the liquor store and buying your own bottle and then keeping that bottle for all the events that are to come that you want to go to, versus paying for alcohol when you're at the event. Because like I know one drink, like I typically get like amaretto sour because I kind of like that, so I drink that from time to time, and that's like $12, and it's like this big, and that adds up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
definitely.
yeah, I would say, yeah, don't do that.
Okay. I got a scenario again. Would you
Okay.
rather have a dream 2-week vacation or $10,000 to spend? Let's say you have student loans or $10,000 to spend on your phone.
Okay, give me the options again.
You have the option to have a 2-week dream vacation wherever your dream place to go is, or $10,000 to spend on your student loans, assuming you have 40,000 still.
$10,000 to spend on my student loans.
Okay. What's your dream vacation spot?
I've already went to my dream vacation spot, and that was my gift to myself after I paid off my student loans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to Seychelles, and that was very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I waited till after I paid off my student loans. So
Okay.
yeah, that was my dream. My next dream might be like Fiji or something. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I know you had two jobs. Would you rather earn a lot of money based on a job you hate, or earn like less than half with the job that you love?
Do I still have student loans in this scenario?
Yes, you have student loans during it.
Okay. I would rather have a job I hate
Dang,
until I pay
you
off my student
disciplined.
loans.
You disciplined.
I am. I just want to say, I mean, I did, when I tell y'all I did not want to get a second job, y'all, I did not. I hated it. I did not want to do it at all.
Yeah, definitely.
So, nah. I would rather get a job I hate, do that for X amount of time, quit, then go get a job that I like more that pays less.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you just hopping in, this is an interview with Iftin Thompson based off of the Debt Free Podcast. If you want to subscribe, go to @DebtFreePodcast. The interview with her is going to be dropping on Monday at noon Pacific time. No, Eastern time. Pacific time is 9 a.m. Pacific time is 9 a.m. So you can go subscribe to that. If you don't want to go subscribe to the Instagram page, you can just go to anchor.fm/ I think it's Debt Free at 23, if I'm not mistaken. I think if there are no further questions, I got to go live again in like 30 minutes. So I want to, you know what I'm saying, get ready for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Iftin. Appreciate your time. I hope people got value from this. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one. I'll be on live doing a $300 giveaway in like 30 minutes if y'all want to tune into that. I know some of y'all are tuned in, but yeah. All right, y'all have a blessed one. How do I end this thing?
See you. I think you just pressed the X.
Bro, all
All
this
right, bye.
technology stuff. Bye.